It is the most beautiful spring-like day here today. Of course, it's not officially spring, but I certainly have spring fever. As a matter of fact, I wanted to video all of this outside today, but the sun is so bright and lighting for a situation like that is very, very difficult. But we'll do that another day. Maybe it'll be an overcast day, which is much easier when it comes to lighting. But what we're going to do today is get ready for the Easter season. And unlike some of you who would love to decorate every room for Easter, I usually just put a few items out. And I was looking on social media this week. It popped up out of nowhere, and I just love this idea. I'm going to show you this picture. If you can't see it, I'll also put it in the video. This is what we're going to try to make. I've never done this before. It may turn into a complete disaster, but we're going to give it a good try. It is, as you saw, is fresh vegetables that you make into a bouquet, which is perfect for a centerpiece or to put on a side table, or if you have a buffet in your dining area, perfect. So what I have decided to use is fresh carrots. As you saw, that was on the bottom of the bouquet. I've bought roses. These are perfect color to coordinate with carrots. I have broccoli. I have Brussels sprouts. And let's see, what else will you need? Anything that's going to be able to make a beautiful bouquet. Give it some thought. You could go with yellow with the orange or stick with the orange. Kind of pop some other colors in there, which we probably will do because I have started getting my Easter decorations out to see what I do have available, and I've been kind of milling through the boxes and coming up with some ideas. And I did get this wet foam. It is for making flower arrangements, and you don't have to water it, because what you will do is take the wet foam and you will submerge it in water, and it will absorb the water and keep the flowers fresh. I did not soak this in water because I thought it would be just a total mess trying to show you how this is going to all be put together with a sopping wet foam. So later I may disassemble it after I make this video, and then I'll wet it. Or I could probably pour water into it and it might absorb it. We're going to see. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to use the wet foam that's not wet. And you will need floral picks. I have a couple different lengths of floral picks. A 2.5-inch floral picks. I have some very, very long ones, but I don't think that's going to work for this project. So let's gather everything we have and get started. Let's begin by cutting this wet foam to the proper width. Now, this bowl that I'm using, which is very much like a fish bowl, and you can get these in various sizes. This one is has a 5-inch opening. So I'm going to make this wet foam fit just over the top of the opening, because I want it to be able to sit on top of it without trying to wedge it down into the bowl, because that would ruin the look of the carrots hanging from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is mark this. Let's go a bit over the edge, right about there. And I'm cutting this with a bread knife, and it's going to, oh my, it's very, very soft cut on this. Of course, these are Hinkle knives, which I have 2 sets of these that I've gathered over the years, and I love Hinkle, and I've had them sharpened recently, so that may be the secret to that. But I don't see that this would be difficult to cut with any kind of knife. But see how I have that slightly over? And then we're going to fill in around it so you can disguise it and you won't see it. So let's get started with this and our carrots. Now let's see how many carrots we're going to need. I have 10 carrots so far, but I can use others if I need it. And I'm going to go 2 at a time and put the wire around the top and bunch them in pairs and then attach them to the bottom of the wet foam. Now we have all of our carrots bundled together, and let's set this aside and get it out of our way so we can now bring our round bowl. I don't know why you would have to use a round bowl. It does look very pleasing to the eye, but if you don't want to go out and buy one, I don't know that you could not use a square. Let's put the carrots in the wet foam before we put them in the bowl. That way we're not jostling things around too much. And once we get them in, actually I want to cut off these tops. We don't need the tops, except I'm going to keep them to use as filler in the arrangement. So let's put this just like this. You can see I am pushing this in, and this foam is so soft, it's like butter, so it's very, very easy. Now, if you see that these are not working as twos, you can actually take them apart and put the picks on one at a time. This one has a really wide base, and it doesn't want to set as a good team member, so we're going to do one on that one and see if that works better. This is all an experiment. Let's see how much better this does. I think I kind of like doing one at a time instead of two. I think I like that better. Keep that in mind. Okay, fizzle, fizzle. Yes, I do like using one pick per carrot. Much nicer look. Okay, we now have our carrots on our wet foam. We did it. So far, so good. So let's keep going. I am going to rinse this off and I'll be right back. Okay, nice clean cutting board. Now let's get started arranging our vegetables and flowers. I'm going to cut the broccoli and leave as many of the broccoli florets and green on that as possible because I'm going to use it for texture. I love the texture idea of this. I'm going to make it into a spear shape so I can actually just tuck it into the wet bone. And I have a trash can here, so I'm not just dropping things on the floor, if you're wondering. This one is a little large. I'm going to cut it down the middle. Yeah. You may not need all of that broccoli, but we're going to see. Also, I'm going to use some picks to put in the end of the Brussels sprouts that I have, so we can tuck those among things as we go. I like that look. I almost use, wait a minute, I have some. I was going to say I almost use radishes, but I actually have some. Let me run and get those real quick. I do. I bought some radishes to eat just a couple days ago. I love radishes with salt just to nibble on, and I had forgotten those are in there. I love the idea of these colors together. So let's use these as well. Oh my. These are pretty. Look at this one. It is purple. Absolutely using these. Stuff that to the side. And we'll use Brussels sprouts, radishes, broccoli, roses, and whatever else I can come up with, because all of these seem so spring-like. If you have a garden, you know what comes up in the spring, and this is it. Let's put the green part at the top and leave the root at the bottom. See how I've done that? Very simple procedure. A few more Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to make a few little bunches of carrot tops. Because doesn't that look like a fern? I love that beautiful green look. And those can hang along the edges. Just like that. Look, almost like a little sachet of carrot tops. The secret to most of this is just covering up your bad work. You can buy bags and bags of these picks at any hobby shop, any florist supply house. They're very easy to find. If you grow parsley or basil, any of the herbs would work just as well. But we already had the carrot tops, so why waste? I'm going to save the rest, and if we need to fill in, we'll have those available. So let's start with, let's try some broccoli first. Let's see if we can get this to go straight in, there we go, to our bone. I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to do roses. There. Let me put a few Brussels sprouts in here. Let's do there and there. Radishes. We have some of the leaves from the roses. Add that. I'm using anything green to fill in. I so love the color of these radishes with these roses. I'm going to add extras. Let's turn this around. Add another here. I'm trying to avoid keeping things too balanced. I want it to look more natural, so we are going to make this a little bit off balance. Maybe another few Brussels sprouts. Another rose or two. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Love that. What do we think so far? If you have any ideas that I should have used when making this arrangement, let me know, because I know I have some viewers who are professional florists and you know all of the tricks. So if you will leave a message below so all of us can learn from you, that would be fantastic. So I wasn't sure how these colors are going to work out together. The purples, the orange, you know, those colors are all natural colors. And if you went out to your vegetable garden and you just started harvesting, it would all look beautiful together. And I was a little apprehensive, but I think I'm liking this. Now, I'm going to stop for the moment. I know myself, and I know I'll continue on forever and ever, but we don't want to make the video too long. But if you want to make this and then make it a full-on Easter arrangement, you could add, for instance, yellow. I don't know. These colors are a little off. What else do I have here? Those are a little too bright, but let's just see what the yellow and green would look like if we tuck those in, say, right here. The yellow and green. I don't know if I like that. If you put it with a little Easter bunny, what do we think about that? I'm going to come around front and look. Well, I am very pleased with that. If you really want to Easterify this arrangement up, you can put any kind of Easter elements you want to with it. But I really love the vegetables and the flowers together. The texture of the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts with the roses, and the color of the beets and the roses. I am just pleasantly surprised by this. If I went out into a vegetable garden and I chose vegetables and put them in a basket and then stopped by and picked a few flowers and dropped those in the basket, it would look beautiful. It's all natural. And so why not make an arrangement like this? This is wonderful. Now remember, when I did the carrots underneath, I tried 3 different ways. One was 2 carrots per pick. And a few of those worked. It worked better with 1 carrot per pick. But some of these, I actually just put the carrot in the foam and it worked beautifully. So remember that if you make this. And what a great conversation piece for your table. Anyone who sees it is going to ask where you got it or how you made it, because it's very unusual. It's not something you see every day. And I can only thank social media for this picture that I use as inspiration for this arrangement. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please tap the subscribe button. And don't forget, you can always follow me on Instagram. Bye.